Good morning, kids. Hey, how is everybody this morning? Hopefully, all of you had a great Independence Day yesterday. Man, I'll tell you, here at our house, it was crazy. Man, there was fireworks going on from like about 9 o'clock in the evening until midnight. It just kept on going. It was just absolutely amazing. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing today? Hope you're doing great. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to start doing something here that's going to be kind of fun and interesting. Um, because I finally yesterday I got to take some time to start reading this blockbuster right here, "Killing Cancer, Not People." What a concept! I know that a lot of you know that cancer is my biggest pet peeve in this world. I read the book World Without Cancer. I read this book right here um, 26 years ago, and it's a beat up old copy of it. But, I read that book a long time ago and it changed my life. And so when I found out about Killing Cancer, Not People, I had to get a copy of it, especially after I had Bob Wright, the author of this book, on the show. And he was an amazing guest, and has amazing information about this. And anyway, I had to get the book, and I started reading it yesterday, and I thought, man, I have got to bring some of this stuff out to the Kong family. There's some stuff in here that I thought was really fantastic, and so I'm just going to read a little bit of it to you for now. And what I'm hoping is that by reading some of this and getting some of the information out there that's in this book, that'll prompt more people to go get the book. And it's like I was just looking through it here, trying to find something that I read last night. I'll have to bring it out when I can manage to find that again. But it was really cool. It said this book is the most important thing that you could ever give a person, because it's not just about healing cancer, it's about healing all other diseases as well. Because our bodies, we have this amazing ability to heal ourselves if we just give our body what it needs. And, one of the interesting parts about this book is that when, his protocol that he puts out in this book, the number one thing in the protocol of killing cancer, not people, is electrolyzed reduced water. And he recommends that you get that water from Kangen. And interestingly enough, he's not even a Kangen water distributor. And I think that's kind of important. I think it's an interesting thing to bring up, because when he was on the show, I was astounded that he wasn't a Kangen distributor. And I asked him why, and he said, well, it's simple, because I just don't want people thinking that I'm suggesting this water so that I can make money off of them, selling these water machines, And so he said, I have a machine. I utilize the water in my own life, but I'm not a distributor. And so I just tell everybody, go find a distributor, go get one from somebody, because you need it. But anyway, I wanted to start with one of the forewords. I thought this one was quite interesting, because I know a few people on Facebook and that are consider themselves to be really healthy, because they work out a lot or they have a good diet, that kind of thing, and they just figure that by working out a lot and eating right and that kind of thing, that protects them from having to worry about disease, namely cancer. And so anyway, forward number 3, I'm going to just read this to you. I thought this was really, really good. It says, Bob Wright should receive every accolade and award known to mankind for his literary health work of art, Killing Cancer, Not People. This is by far the greatest book written today about your health and possibly staying free of cancer. As a cancer survivor myself and nutrition advocate, It is with great privilege that I am able to write and let people know in print what I have told many patients and hundreds of people about this amazing book. I personally have come from a healthy background as a fitness and nutrition advocate for most of my life and have been hired by companies like Mattel, Xerox, and even Playboy for self-defense seminars, kickboxing, nutrition, and fitness. I managed the Beverly Hills Workout Gym and was a health and fitness trainer for many years. I did not do drugs, smoke, or even drink coffee, and took every known supplement and magical herb that I read about to stay healthy and disease-free. You can imagine the shock to my system when I found out I actually had cancer. How does a person like me, supposedly doing everything right health-wise, get cancer? I have always strived to be a balanced individual in life, intellectually, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. I've been an athlete and practitioner of martial arts for over 40 years now, and still teach fighters MMA. I helped form a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Hang on, I'm getting a call in. Hey, brother, I'm in my meeting. I'll call you back after I'm done. Probably about a half an hour here or so. All right. Okay. Bye. Sorry about that, kids. But anyway, let's see. Where was I? I helped form a 501c3 nonprofit organization, keeping kids out of gangs and away from drugs, teaching the self-respect and discipline that martial arts can give one. I became a therapist for over 30 years ago with a thriving practice to help heal myself as well as many others with stress, fears, phobias, addictions, etc. I have been honored to be a city commissioner for 2 of the cities I have lived in for the last 22 years and try to live a life full of forgiveness, gratitude, and service to others. So how does a seemingly balanced individual staying away from all the bad things in life and taking all the right vitamins and herbs get cancer? First of all, I believed everything that I saw on TV and drank a ton of sports drinks since my sports heroes swore by them. I pounded loads of red meat and drank a lot of milk because my bodybuilding magazine, Monsters, told me it would help me stay strong. I believed that bottled water was as pure as the mountain stream it supposedly came from. I used microwaves and ate my advertised healthy, low-fat dinners from packages and believed everything that Western medicine told me, like a good little sheep. It wasn't until I got cancer and was literally coerced into radiation for 6 weeks, 5 days a week, that I started to do my own due diligence and look for the real truth. I found out about alkalizing and balancing my body pH to help stay disease-free. I started drinking microstructured alkalized water that was full of minerals and antioxidants, like Bob brilliantly addresses in Chapter 6. I immediately dropped weight, felt healthier, and saw family and friends using this water get their own results with diabetes, arthritis, gout, acid reflux, and ulcerative colitis. I was blessed to be at one of the healthiest holistic detox spas in the world for over 12 years as a therapist on staff, giving health and alkalinity presentations and meditation visualization classes. I preached to the very health-conscious patrons that attended my presentations the brilliance of Bob's book, Killing Cancer, Not People, and they fell in love with it. When I was recovering from surgery and radiation, I immersed myself in every health book that was not afraid to tell the truth. One day, I stumbled across Killing Cancer, Not People, and as I started to read, it was like I found the holy grail of all health books. This was a no-nonsense book of truth about how, in the last 40 plus years, we have contributed billions and billions of dollars into research for cancer, and how more and more people have cancer today than ever before, and they are dying by the millions. Obviously, something is wrong, something new needs to be addressed, and Bob definitely has the answers to this down to a science. He speaks the truth that conventional medicine warns us that alternative medicine is for quacks, when really most of these alternatives are made from plants in nature. Bob will give you countless testimonies of people that have been healed by boosting their immune systems with a natural, healthy living regimen. I am truly blessed that Bob has allowed me to put in my 2 cents worth about this incredible book on health and healing. I implore everyone with cancer and those of you who never want to get this horrible disease to pick up Killing Cancer, Not People, and learn the healthy way to live a vibrant and hopefully cancer-free life. Thank you, Bob, for all your hard work. You are truly a godsend. Chris Young, CHT City Commissioner. Not sure what CHT stands for right there, but that doesn't matter. But I was kind of compelled by that particular forward just because of the fact that there's so many people out there that, I got a buddy on Facebook named Nick Layden, and he works out real hard, and he's always putting up videos and stuff of his plights in the gym, and I've got a couple of other friends that are, working out real hard and taking their supplements and that kind of stuff, but they're not interested in Kangen water. And I keep trying to tell them, look, man, you guys are missing. It's the missing ingredient. It's the key. It's the key that makes all this other stuff better. You guys have to realize something. Your body is 75% freaking water. That makes water the most important part of your body. That's 75% of the equation, kids. 75%. That's more than 25%, isn't it? The 25%, which is how you eat, how you exercise, how you think, your mindset about things, your environment, that kind of stuff. That is the other 25%. The most important part of the equation, kids, is water. But the thing is, you have to understand is that water is not just, water is just water. Water is H2O. We all know that. H2O. Kong's water is different. For about 48 hours after it comes out of the machine, it is H2 negative OH. It actually splits the molecule apart. And I can prove it to you. I can show you by sticking a lighter to it, and it actually burns. My Kong machine has a war wound to prove it. But anyway, I'm going to move on with this. This isn't going to take too long. I want to read the introduction of this book, because one of the cool things about this book is that he's not a doctor, but I love his story. And this introduction is written by Bob Wright, and talks about why he wrote the book and where he came from and what his deal is. And just has some really good, insightful stuff in this introduction. And then, he told me when he was on the show that I asked him if I get to reading the book that, after I read a couple, 2, 3 chapters or whatever, I'm going to put together some questions and have him back on the show again, which is going to be fun because that'll be, there's a bunch of chapters in this book. And so that should mean I should be able to get him on the show, 5 or 6 more times, something like that. Should be a lot of fun and very informative. So anyway, the introduction here starts with, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that. There are literally thousands of books about cancer, its causes, treatments, and cures. One can discover through these volumes a myriad of opinions regarding the efficacy of conventional and the misnamed alternative medical practices. Of course, only traditional allopathic mainstream medicine measures are licensed and deemed practical protocols for this malady that takes up to 3/4 of a million Americans from the face of the earth each year. Think about that for a moment. Every minute of every day, someone's mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, grandparent, spouse, or child succumbs to this non-disease that is largely preventable. Who will be next? Statistics published on the American Cancer Society website say 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women, over 40% of us, will have a cancer experience. Very soon, that figure will be a full 50%. That sound good to you guys? Hey, you know, I think I'm going to go with prevention, baby. I love the concept of killing cancer and not people. Stand next to someone. One of you will get cancer. I know. You think it won't be me. Unfortunately, the odds may seem even, but they are really against you. Besides, who wants 50-50 odds? I want them to be in my favor, and so should you. You see, the way we live, what we eat and drink, the environment we exist in, the toxins we ingest, either by choice or chance, these, in large part, are the reason we get cancer. The so-called experts want you to believe that genetics play a major role. They don't. I've been saying this for a long time, and it's dang well true, and this book right here is going to prove it. I'm really excited to get this book absorbed into my brain cell. You should be too. You should be thinking about getting this book. At the end, I'll make sure to give you the information on where you can get it. Anyway, the so-called experts want you to believe that genetics play a major role. They don't. This is simply not the case. In point of fact, it's estimated that up to 5% of us carry a gene that predisposes us to cancer. And even within this 5%, the gene must be expressed, meaning upregulated or downregulated, to set things in motion. Again, how we live our lives will play a major role in whether or not expression is realized. Now, epigenetics does play a role. So just what is epigenetics? Well, as my friend Dr. Alfredo Galvez, one of the world's best research geneticists, likes to say, if genetics is the body's computer, then epigenetics is its software, or is the software. What this means is that turning off and on and up and down regulation of specific genes is what really matters. Unfortunately, with sickness and disease, especially cancer, the wrong genes are expressed, turned on, and this is what causes the problem. So modern medicine wants to create drugs that will manipulate our genes. And it so happens that experience has shown us that they are really lousy at it. This is going to be a fun book to read. I love this guy's style. Friends, if you don't know by now, drugs hose up everything in your system. Yes, they do minimize symptoms at times. After all, that's all they were created to do. They don't heal anything. You guys should think about that. Drugs that you're going to get from your doctor, they don't heal anything. They can't heal anything. Only the body can heal. Okay, but the price the human body pays for their use is just too high. And once started, we never seem to get off them, and the resulting death spiral has begun. On January 12, 2012, GreenMediaInfo.com reported, in the mainstream media and the popular consciousness program to consume it, defective genes are spoken about as if they were disease time bombs, fantastically programmed to go off inside of us, thanks to flawed genetic contributions of our ancestors. And yet, despite common misconceptions, monogenetic diseases or diseases that result from errors in the nucleotide sequence of a single gene are exceedingly rare. In fact, less than 1% of all diseases fall within this category. Emphasis is mine. In a nutshell, what we eat, what we are exposed to in our environment directly affects our DNA and its expression. The absolute height of folly, ignorance, and tragedy is the fact that women who carry a defective breast cancer gene and who have a history of breast cancer in their families are systematically having both breasts removed as a prophylactic preventative measure. And some will get breast cancer in their reconstructed breasts. What in the world is going on in this country when a woman in good health will allow a surgeon to cut off two perfectly good breasts? An action that will change her life forever, to supposedly prevent a disease that she may, in fact, never get. Is that freaking insane, kids? Holy crap. Ricky, Dan, good seeing you guys here. Hopefully you're up there having some fun, Dan. Hopefully you got up into the mountains or wherever the heck you were going and enjoying it. But anyway, yeah, you know, I mean, it's crazy. I think Angelina Jolie did that. She went and had her breasts cut off. What a freaking knucklehead. It's amazing what people will buy from doctors. You know, it's just absolutely insane. And now it has been reported that men are having healthy prostate surgeries or surgically excised because they carry a suspected mutated gene that may cause them to develop prostate cancer at some future time in their lives. I've got some breaking news for you guys. If you live long enough, you will get prostate cancer, but are not likely to die from it. It's pure madness. The recommending physicians should be thrown in jail, and the key should be inadvertently misplaced. Yeah, I said it. I'm bad. Like I said, I love this guy. Folks, this is the epitome, no, the definition of insanity. In no way do I fault these defenseless women or men who were talked into this nonsense. They simply did not know the truth. They simply did not know the truth. And the truth is, again, that the gene must be expressed. And by following the right preventative protocol, the odds are that this will never happen. And yes, you heard that right. Ladies, we need to deal with the real causes of cancer. Gentlemen, we must realize and initiate proven preventative measures that will keep each of us, male or female, from becoming a statistic. This process is called personal responsibility. Classic, yes. Fast forward to the highly touted 3 billion plus human genome project that President Clinton announced would be the language that allowed God to create life. Friends, what a disaster and fraud this has been. Truth is, everything government does is a fraud and a disaster. Everything. So that's just me talking. But the promise was that this program would lead us, the world, to the discovery of all the genetic variations that are the causative factors relating to disease, especially cancer. So by sequencing or mapping all of the 3 billion or so chemical units of the human genome, we've had the cure. We'd have the cure, right? Wrong. It seems that many of the researchers are spilling the beans here and voicing that this project is really a sellout and a financial and scientific fraud of epic proportions designed to forward or encourage genetic discrimination and eugenics. And they state that any cures resulting from the project are still years away from realization, if they can be realized at all. Thornley, thanks to M. Thornley National News article, August 30th, 2010. Thornley goes on to state that the critics say the Human Genome Project suffers from a genetic determinist paradigm, or a belief that all illness is caused by genes. There is, they argue, no way to connect a gene to a trait. There are too many environmental and genetic influences. A connection between the particular gene and a condition can only be considered a predisposition or a susceptibility rather than an isolated, definitive cause. Folks, when it comes to cancer and all chronic disease, it's about epigenetics, not genetics. Let's leave it right there. Enough said. Case closed. So the next time you hear about the great progress and monumental revelations and discoveries of the human genome folly, pass it off like the idle wind, which you respect not, thanks to Shakespeare. Then diligently seek the truth about cancer and all diseases that in fact are healable through the human immune system, one of the most powerful forces in life and nature. Amen. You know, the human immune system is where it's all at, kids. We got to build up our immune system instead of destroying it. So you ask, what does all this mumbo jumbo about truth, cancer, genes, genomes, etc. mean to me? In almost all instances, in the proverbial final analysis, the onus points directly at you. It simply means that you are responsible, nobody else, for your health and whether cancer manifests itself in your body. Sadly, we live in a culture that in many instances wants to assign blame and does not want to accept responsibility. But you know, by and large, no one forces us to eat and drink the way we do. No one makes us not exercise. No, we participate in the cause, which means we can also participate in the cure. And once we endorse this reality, this basic truth, we will be on our way to understanding the concepts that surround the prevention and successful treatments for cancer. That said, there are no absolute guarantees. However, by understanding the basic tenets and truths about cancer, then applying the real proven treatments and protocols, our chance for survival jumps dramatically and exponentially. This book is about truth, cancer truth. It is not a feel-good monologue to help stricken Americans come to terms with their out-of-whack cellular systems. Cancer. No, this is real life. This is about cause and effect, the breakdown of the human organism and its resurrection by natural means. No smoke and mirrors here, no false statistics, no unproven theories or bogus facts. As Joe Friday used to say on Dragnet, just the facts, ma'am. And that's all you'll find here. As you meander your way through the following couple of 100 pages, I ask you to think about truth, the very importance of its existence, and what separates it from the fiction that life throws at us daily, especially involving cancer. Consider the following quotations as you dwell on life's truths, and particularly what you know, and will herein discover is the real truth about cancer, its prevention, and healing. So there's quite a few of these, but they're all really good. And I love the idea of reading these here because these are things that we all, you know, a lot of us, especially are the morning motivation folks and that kind of thing, you know, people that are into self-healing and that kind of stuff. These are important things for us to take into consideration. And so here we go. You can bend it and twist it. You can misuse it and abuse it, but even God cannot change the truth. Michael Lew. You never find yourself until you face the truth. Pearl Bailey. Some of these people, I don't even know who they are, but I sure love their quotes. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it. Ignorance may deride it. But in the end, there it is. Winston Churchill. What you perceive, your observations, feelings, interpretations are all your truth. Your truth is important, yet it is not the truth. It's an interesting one. Linda Ellenott. Unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. Boy, I love that one. Isn't that the truth? Albert Einstein said that one. Never assume the obvious is true. William Safire. The first reaction to truth is hatred. Boy, don't we know that as Tongan people. Oh, man, that was great. Tertullian quotes, or Tertullian quotes. Truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't going away. Elvis Presley. A lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get its pants on. I love that one too. That one's from Winston Churchill. If you look for truth, you may find comfort in the end. If you look for comfort, you will not get either comfort or truth. Only soft soap and wishful thinking to begin, and in the end, despair. C.S. Lewis. The truth, of course, is that a billion falsehoods told a billion times by a billion people are still false. Oh, kids, I love that. I'll tell you, I love it. It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself. You know, I love that one. That one's from Thomas Jefferson. And the final one of these quotes: we do not err because truth is difficult to see. It is visible at a glance. We err because this is more comfortable. Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Probably just butchered that name like I butcher a lot of names. So anyway, we don't have too much more to go here. We got a couple more pages. So this work strives to cover ground not addressed by most other cancer literature. If you acquire this deadly disease, many don't believe it is a disease under the strict definition. What do you do? This book is about exactly what I would do if I had cancer. And from that point forward, with a cancer diagnosis, it would be my cancer treatment guide. In all reality, it would be my guide, regardless of physical condition or malady. Whether it becomes yours or not is entirely up to you. Love that. We are trained to go to the doctor when we believe something is wrong. I am not suggesting for a moment that you don't do precisely that. When I grew up, God was placed at the highest level in our lives. No one and nothing trumped God. And the family doctor resided just slightly under the Almighty. That's how incredibly much the doc was honored and respected. As a result, we did exactly what he or she said. No wavering, no questions, no debate. However, being a more educated populace with access to resources far beyond what our ancestors enjoyed, it's long past time to question. Let me clarify that statement. Good doctors, hospitals, nurses, and other medical practitioners are vital and necessary. If I get into a car crash and am seriously injured, I want the best surgeon, anesthesiologist, and other medical staff that money can buy. These trained and educated professionals are a life-saving requirement in our society when needed. Therein lies the rub. Allopathic medicine has evolved far beyond its level of expertise. And I know that your next question is, just what the heck does that mean? It means simply that all medical personnel and experts have a role to play and a function to serve. While doctors are trained in disease diagnostics and drugs, the alliteration of conventionality in medicine, they study very little about nutrition and how the body reacts and responds to nutrients, water, vitamins, minerals, and natural supplements. Just ask a doctor. He or she will verify that their course of study included but a few hours or less on nutrition. What is a phytonutrient? Where would you find one, or what do they do? None of this information is a part of standard medical school curriculum. There's the problem. We trust our doctors and our pharmaceuticals to heal us when they really have no ability to do so. Contrary to popular belief and hope, drugs don't heal people, and neither do doctors. I've been saying that for 26 years, really, ever since reading The World Without Cancer. Your very own body, in fact, has been endowed by the Creator with an amazing weapon, the human immune system. If functioning properly and treated with adequate nutrition, it has the innate ability to heal virtually anything thrown at it, and that includes cancer. And no, this is not an essay about nutrition, although it plays the most important role in whether or not you survive cancer. This book is a guide. It is comprised of exactly what I would do if I had cancer. I have studied natural medicine, supplements, and protocols, the cancer industry, traditional medicine, statistics, and the science and treatment of cancer for years. By the grace of God, I have been able to discover the real truth about cancer, its causes, prevention, and treatments. And those are the treatments that have proven time and time again over decades of use by real people to actually work. Don't be fooled. Chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery cannot heal you, although surgery is sometimes absolutely necessary. Sometimes. We will address this further in chapter 2. If you contract cancer, if you have it right now, you want only the truth and the facts about how you can heal. That's what this book is about, and it explains exactly the course of action I would take if diagnosed with this disease. The protocols herein have proven effective for literally tens of thousands of people, just like you and me, who chose to forego the cut, burn, and poison conventions, or who had already gone through these only to be sent home to die. The truth is, natural therapies and treatments work. Traditional measures usually do not. And that's a fact, Jack. Conventional wisdom and conventional medicine may well be furious with the unmitigated gall that I must possess to publish such a blatant falsehood regarding the treatment of cancer. I am not moved. My motivation lies in the healed bodies of multitudes of cancer sufferers who are walking around and thriving today because they did the right thing, not the usual and customary thing. There is no satisfaction and no consolation in the latter when your family hears, "We did the best we could." And the truth be known, most of us are aware deep down that the result is usually always the same. The patient didn't survive. Truth, nothing but truth. No, I won't present you anything that doesn't have pure facts behind it. There will be no attempt to convince you to try something because in a clinical trial, only 4 people died and nobody seemed to get any worse. There will be no forwarding of drugs that killed some cancer cells in lab rats. I won't insult anybody's intelligence by saying that everything that is promoted in this book will cure them. Rather, as I ask all mainstream research clinicians, institutions, medical doctors, and drug companies to show me the plain, unadulterated facts and truth behind their studies and treatments that don't appear to bear fruit or assist cancer sufferers, I will show you the empirical evidence, the real truth about what works to heal cancer. My great Hakawi grandmother used to say, "The proof is in the pudding." I believed her then, and I believe her now. Test the pudding, folks. Make sure it's edible, palatable, and good. What you will read in this book is patient-proven and time-tested. A literal library of testimonies shouts out the healing proficiency of the treatments, therapies, protocols forwarded herein. But you must put it to the test. Do your own homework and investigation. Prove it to yourself. And after you have done that, get to work on it, cancer or not. I ask you to always keep at the forefront of your thoughts the concept that what heals cancer also prevents it. And what prevents cancer also heals it. When you think about it, it makes perfect sense. It's now up to you. My suggestion, go for it. That's what I would do. The ultimate aim of the human mind in all its efforts is to become acquainted with truth. Eliza Farnham, American Reformer, 1815 to 1864. And the final quote, "The truth is out there." Fox Mulder from the X-Files. Oh, that's classic. But I want to read you one last little part just because I want you guys to kind of grasp where he personally is coming from. My father took his last breath at 4:02 a.m., September 24th, 2008. I know, I was there in the half light of his apartment bedroom. It was an awful thing to witness. He had suffered for years with chronic kidney failure and lung disease. One cancerous kidney had been removed a dozen years prior, and this lurking killer had been moving on to the other one. Continuous dialysis, lung drainage by syringe, and 24 prescription drugs for everything from constipation to high blood pressure and pain had haunted his last several years. Finally, he gave up. My mother had died years earlier, less than a week after her diagnosis. I held her head in my hands when she took her last breath. So anyway, kids, that right there concludes what I'm going to read out of this book today. I'm going to, as I continue to work my way through this book, I'm going to be doing shows on it and giving information about it and encouraging people to get this book. Because this book isn't just about healing cancer. It's about healing all disease. It's about giving your body the main ingredients that it needs so that it can do its job. It's truly amazing, you guys. It is truly amazing. And so anyway, this is the book, once again, Killing Cancer, Not People, by Robert G. Wright. And it is available really simply online. All you have to do is go to killingcancernotpeople.com. Very simple. Go to killingcancernotpeople.com and you will find what you need to get this book. And I urge you and pray that you will get the book, because not one single person in this world should be dying of cancer. Not one. They know the solution. The solution has been known for a long, long time. They just don't want anything to do with it because they can't make $1 billion. And it's sad, it's sick, and it's evil and criminal, actually. And it's my personal biggest pet peeve in the whole wide world. My second biggest pet peeve is that I can't own the roof over my head. Here in the land of the free, yesterday being, Independence Day and all that. Now, anyway, cancer is my biggest pet peeve in this world, kids, and it shouldn't even exist. And so with all that said today, you guys, I hope you have an awesome, safe holiday weekend. I hope you had a blast yesterday with the fireworks. No pun intended. But anyway, we are the Kong family. I'm JJ, and I am proud to be a member of the Kong family, and I love everybody that's out there that is part of the Kong family and that's going to be part of the Kong family as time goes by. We have this really simple goal here. We just want to change the world, and we're doing it. We're doing it one glass of hydrogen-rich, oxygen-saturated, incredibly hydrating 9.5 Kangen water at a time, one lightning bolt in a box, one incredible guest, one amazing story, one awesome family, and one freaking awesome book at a time. I can't wait to continue reading this book and get Mr. Wright back on the show again so he can talk more about some of the questions that I'm sure I'm going to have. So anyway, kids, with all that said, much love to you all. Make it a great day. Change the world, starting with your own. And of course, as usual, do not forget your hugs, kids, and your HooDeeHooos. Make it a great one. We'll see you tomorrow for some more fun.